Shalom, family. Welcome back to the channel. Family, last week I did a video about the Father's name, Yahuwah. So today we're going to talk about another false, or shall I say, misinterpreted scriptures that we were also taught in Christian church about Satan and his name. Now, there's a lot of people who still believe that Lucifer is Satan's name. It's not now, nor has it ever been his name. But they base that on Isaiah. I believe it's Isaiah 14, verse 12. Okay? And that would be, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations?" Okay. Well, family, that's not talking about Satan. It's actually talking about Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon. Okay. But we were taught that it's talking about Satan, and when he fell. No. It's talking about Nebuchadnezzar. And when the Most High was speaking about him, he was saying it to him sarcastically, okay? But it was talking about Nebuchadnezzar. Now, we have to follow the scriptures carefully, family. We have to use the proper way of reading scripture and interpreting. And that's using the formula, line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little and there a little. You have to do it that way, family. Because if you just take one verse, you can make it mean anything. So you keep taking it out of context. Okay? So we're going to do it the way it's supposed to be, and we're going to see through the scriptures. Wasn't talking about Satan at all. That's not his name. Okay? The word Lucifer is a Latin word, mean morning star. Okay? Well, Lucifer really, he's not the morning star. Mashiach is. And we'll see that too, man. So, start off, family. I want you to read Isaiah chapter 13 and then go to chapter 14, and you'll see it clearly that he's talking to Nebuchadnezzar. Okay? Because Nebuchadnezzar was very oppressive to the nations and people. Didn't want to let our people go. He didn't respect the Most High in no form. In fact, he had the spirit of Satan in him, wanting to be above everybody. Like even like so far to say I'll be like the Most High. In other words, I control everything. I can't be brought down. And that's exactly what the Most High did to him. Okay? So, let's go. But I want y'all to read the whole chapter. But these verses that I'm up in to read, I'll show you uh, the context and the subject matter, what it was talking about. Okay? It was talking about Babylon and Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon. So let's go to chapter 13 in the book of Isaiah. I'm going to read verse 1 first. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. All right off the bat, we see what it's talking about. Babylon, okay, and its fall. You know, the Most High had judgment against them and Syria and everybody else. But right now we're talking about Babylon. All right, go to verse 9. Behold, the day of the Most High comes, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. Okay, what land? He's talking about Babylon. Okay, we have to keep this in context, family, with Isaiah 14. Okay, let's go to verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and then as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Okay? Now when it says they won't regard silver and gold, mean when the Medes come in, you ain't gonna be able to buy them off. Okay? And if you remember, those familiar with the book of Daniel, it was the Persian and Medes who brought Babylon down, conquered it, okay? After Nebuchadnezzar's death and his grandson, Belshazzar, took over. And that's when that writing appeared on the wall and told him, you're finished, pretty much. Okay. Now, let's go to verse 19. And Babylon, there we go. This is what the subject matter is, family. Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, shall be as when Yah overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, it's talking about the destruction of Babylon right now. See, keep it in context. Verse 20. And it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither the shepherds make their fold there. Okay? Now, in these verses, Isaiah, chapter 13 and 4 to 14, family, is known as dual prophecy. Okay, it happened then, and it's going to happen again when the Most High destroys this modern day Babylon and its rulers. Okay? So it's a dual prophecy. Alright? Now, let's go to proceed in to Isaiah chapter 14. We'll just go from verse 1 through 16. Okay. For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob. See, he's going to have mercy on Jacob. You know, he's going to bring him out of there in 70 years. And Babylon, you know, going to be destroyed. And like I said, y'all know from Daniel that it was the Medes or Persians that came in and took it down. All right? And the king of the Persians, Cyrus, was the one who freed Israel and allowed them to go back to their land. All right? So, like I say, family, you have to go from here a little and there a little, and you understand. All right, verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Most High for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Okay? Nebuchadnezzar was very oppressive to all the nations and things that he ruled over. Very wicked. Until the Most High brought him down. And you know that the Most High had him wandering around in the wilderness like an animal on all fours. Okay? Verse 3, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Most High shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. You know, just like now we were made to go in the hard bondage, so were them up under Nebuchadnezzar. Okay. Verse 4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. Well, who's the king of Babylon? Nebuchadnezzar. And say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. See? Verse 5. The Most High had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. See, he's talking about Nebuchadnezzar. He ruled the nations in anger. He's a very arrogant, non-believing man. He thought he was above the Most High, above the stars, not literally, figuratively, family. Verse 7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth in the singing. Yes, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us. See, since he was taken out and laid down, you know, nobody else were coming against him. Verse 9. Hail from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stir up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. See, meaning, you know, hell, you know, is moved to meet him. And family, when you see the word hell in English, it should have been the Hebrew word Sheol. That's where the parted spirits go to await judgment. The both wicked and the righteous, okay, are there. So it can't be talking about Satan. He's not going to Sheol. He's going to the lake of fire, which is not the same thing. But the King James Version uses hell for both places, the grave and the lake of fire. It says hell, but both, and that's incorrect. The word for the lake of fire would be Gehenna, okay, not hell. If you look up the definition of hell, it'll say Sheol, okay? Verse 10, and they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like us? You know, all the former rulers and kings that were already passed on, asking him, oh, you done became one of us now, huh? Yeah, you wasn't as powerful as you thought. You got the same fate that we got. Verse 11 says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave. You know, your arrogance is brought down. And the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee like anybody else. Now, here's verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, that did weaken the nations? It's talking about Nebuchadnezzar, family, not Satan. Okay? It's sarcastically talking about Nebuchadnezzar. Verse 13 says, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yah. I will also sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Okay? We're talking about Nebuchadnezzar. All right? Well, let's see, verse 14. It says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. See, this is the spirit that Nebuchadnezzar had. Okay? You know, he had the same mindset as Satan. Verse 15 says, thou shalt be brought down to hell. to the sides of the pit. Okay. Now, verse 15 says, "Thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit." Like I say, the word should be Sheol. Okay? Now, we know that Satan is not going to go to Sheol, where the wicked and the righteous are awaiting judgment. There's always, it's already a destination for Satan and the false prophet and Antichrist, and that's the lake of fire, Gehenna. Okay? Now this last verse, 16, will let you know that it's not talking about Satan. Verse 16, "They that shall see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?" Pay attention what it said, family. Is this the man? Satan is not a man, family. We all know that. He is not a man. All right? And let's confirm that. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." Okay? So, it can't be talking about Satan. He's not a man. Okay? I mean, that's self-explanatory there, family. That is talking about a man, not Satan. Now, did he have maybe the mindset set of Satan? Yeah, because he thought he was invincible. Nothing could stop him. Not even the Most High. And the Most High proved him wrong. Okay? So, we know that Lucifer means morning star in Latin. And the translators went on and used Lucifer from the Latin Vulgate and just put it in the KJV. Because in the Hebrew, it would have been Hialel. Okay? But if they would have put it in English, like some translations has it, it would have said morning star. Well, what else is named morning star? The so-called planet Venus. Look it up. Venus is called the morning star. Okay? But we know that it's only one true morning star. All right? And that's Mashiach, not Satan. In fact, let's confirm it. Let's go to Revelation chapter 22, verse 16. Mashiach, I, Mashiach, have sent my angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David, and the bright and morning star. There you go. That's who the morning star is. It's Mashiach. Okay. Let's go to another verse. Let's go to John chapter 8, verse 12. Then Mashiach spake again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world, and he that follow me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. Okay? There we go. We know who the morning star is. Okay? In fact, family, in the Old Testament in Isaiah, you see the word Lucifer as Satan's name, which is not. Let's go to the New Testament and let's see what Mashiach called him. Okay? If he referred him as being named Lucifer. Let's go to Luke chapter 10, verse 17 and 18. And the 70 turned again with joy, saying, Mashiach, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Now wait a minute. What did Mashiach call him? Did he say, I beheld Lucifer, or I beheld Satan? Well, family, if anybody should know Satan's name, wouldn't you agree that it would be Mashiach? After all, Satan tried to tempt him. But he never referred to him as Lucifer. And nowhere else in the scriptures. Now, Satan has many names. Lucifer is not one of them. Never has been. Okay? And when it comes to verse, let's see. Where it says, how hast thou fallen? Oh, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? We're not talking about literally falling from heaven, family. You know, that's analogy or metaphorically speaking. Okay. And let's prove that by using a verse in Lamentations, chapter 2, verse 1. How hath the Most High covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel, and remembered not his footstool in the day of his anger. Now, was Israel in heaven and was cast down to the earth? No. So we know that's not literal, family. It's just saying that they were, in a good position, in a highly regarded position, and the Most High took them down because of their wickedness. All right? And it's the same way it is in verse 12 in Isaiah 14. Not literal heaven, family. Just mean he was brought down from his arrogant way of thinking. You know, he thought he had it all together, ruling all the nations and having them to worship his statue, which the three Hebrew boys would not do. Okay. Nebuchadnezzar was a very brutal person till the Most High took him down. I mean, had him wandering around in the wilderness for 7 years on all fours, just like a animal. Okay. But that's what it's talking about, family. You know, and this didn't have to be no long video either, because it's clear. Starting from Isaiah 13, you will see it's talking about Babylon, its destruction. It's talking about the king of Babylon, which was Nebuchadnezzar. Nothing to do with Satan at all, family. That's just something that we were taught years ago, and believe it or not, some of us still believe that. Even people who are woke, you know, in the Israelite community, still believe that, and it's just in error. And you can prove it for yourself, family. Like I say, read Isaiah chapter 13, and then go to chapter 14, and you'll see it's all the time it's talking about Babylon and Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, so let's start reading the scriptures like we were instructed to do. You know, line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little and there a little, and you won't go wrong when you do it that way, family. You can't take one verse and get a complete understanding of what it's saying. You have to know the context in which it was said, and the storyline. Okay, so I don't need to go any further with this, family. All right. So study up, family. Read it for yourself. Okay. Don't take my word for it or nobody else. Read it. It's written. All right. All right. Till the next time. Shalom.